Hello and welcome to the Audio Dad Chronicles. I'm Shale, and today we are going to check out Spiritbox live at the 67th Grammys doing Soft Spine. So when I found out that Spiritbox was nominated for another Grammy and they were going to be performing at the Grammys, I knew I had to check it out. Now, they performed the song Soft Spine, and I haven't had a chance to listen to that yet, so that should definitely come soon on this channel, for context, since we're going to be doing it live in a few moments here. But metal being represented at the Grammys live, this has to be seen. Canadian band, metalcore band even, representing at the Grammys. That is a big, big deal to me. I am Canadian, they are Canadian, we are from the same geographical area. I've had an opportunity to meet Mike Stringer in the past, sold him some guitar strings, ironically enough. But yeah, super happy for them. And now, a quick little blurb here. They were nominated for 3 Grammys in the Best Metal Performance categories 3 consecutive years in a row, 24, 25, and 26. Their nominations were Jaded, Celador, and now Soft Spine. Pretty awesome. And as we all know, Courtney Love made a very famous appearance on the Grammys last year. I'm sorry, did I say Courtney LaPlante? I mean Poppy.
So we're here with rock royalty, Poppy. No, you are. I mean, you got nominated against Judas Priest, who I just talked to. Metallica.
I have to say, I am Poppy, and I am really happy to be here, nominated with Knocked Loose. I really hope we win.
This is not your first nomination, right?
No, I actually was nominated in, I believe, 2020. Really happy to be here again. Would love to take home the Grammy for Knocked Loose and myself, because I would be the first woman to win this award.
Wow. How many women have been nominated for it?
I actually haven't looked at that, but I just always know that, it's time for one of us to win, and I hope it's me or Spiritbox and Courtney.
So yeah, Courtney LaPlante was at the Grammys this year, although I'm sure Poppy probably was as well. But Courtney LaPlante was there representing her band and fronting them. And so, enough talk, we gotta hear this. Spiritbox live at the Grammys. This is a big deal. Let's go.
Let's go.
These next performers personify modern metal with intensity, precision, and emotional weight.
Heck yeah.
Nominated this year for Best Metal Performance. Please give a rock and roll welcome.
That's better.
To Spiritbox.
I don't know if the crowd knows what they're about to get into. Sick. Courtney and crew doing it proud. doing it nice and loud for the metal community, representing Canada, throwing out some CanCon in there. This is killer so far. Can't believe that they had a chance to perform on the stage. Maybe this had something to do with the Poppy incident. Who knows? But it was also well deserved. 3 years in a row getting nominated for a Grammy. That in itself is a pretty big deal. And for a little band from a small town in Canada, of all things and places, the world is their stage at this point, and they are just going to continue their rise. This is amazing so far. Like I say, I haven't heard this song yet, the studio version of it, but I'm definitely going to have to give it a chance. Do appreciate the overall sonic vibes that Spiritbox gives. You know, they have a tendency to have some etherealness, some heaviness, some clean vocals, some harsh vocals. We're getting everything from this. So let's back this up again here. Digging the outfits. Mike in his skeleton suit, Courtney in her, I guess PVC would be considered there. Rest of the band looking good, wearing their blacks. Let's go. Let's hear this from the top. And yeah, I don't think anybody there realized what they were about to get. Love Mike's pick scrapes. I don't want to say he pioneered that sound, but he's definitely made it a big part of his guitar technique. Blow those kisses, yeah. Like her eye ring, that's cool. Quick little stop on this one. Perfectly timed there, me being the ex-roadie, being a bass player. Can't tell in this exact lighting, but I think maybe that might be a Dingwall bass. I notice it looks like a fan fret sitting over there in the rack. May or may not be visible on camera, but I've got a Dingwall myself. Big fan of them. This is pretty awesome so far. Loving the hell out of this. This is great. Just great. For those that are wondering, curious about the guitar and the gears and things like that, well, first of all, this is a Tama drum kit for the drummer. Not sure the brand of guitar that Mike Stringer's playing these days. I should have looked that up beforehand. I don't recognize it offhand. But for those that aren't the musicians in the crowd, but you're listening to this and you're digging it, when the guitar player is playing, there's a lot of heavy parts, and then you hear these weird scrapey kind of sounds. That's done by him holding his hand, and I noticed in a couple of camera angles you were able to see him actually doing it. You'd see him playing, and then his fingers would be moving for that. But what he's doing is he's kind of holding the strings very lightly. It's called a harmonic. And when you hold the strings very lightly without fretting them, just barely touching them on your left hand, assuming you're a righty style player, And what he's doing is he's actually rotating his wrist to get the pick vertical or opposite to the normal direction you have it. So it's not flat, it's actually against it. And he scrapes or he rakes up them, and it gives this ding, 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 ding kind of a sound across all 6 or 7 of his strings. I think it's a 6 string. But the proximity of it and the way he's muting the strings and all the distortion and everything, it gives this very much a scrape effect. And he also seems to be doing it in a different direction, down a string. So depending on the part of the song, he's dragging his pick across different parts of the strings to get these different sounding effects. Very, very cool. Very talented guitar player. Let's back up a touch. Meaty bass. Do you see him? Doo-doo-doo-doo? That's a quick little one. You can hear him doing it here. Look at his hands. Let's back that up again. You could hear in a couple of spots where he was doing that trick. So cool. It's a big, big part of his sound. And now that you hear it, whenever you hear a Spiritbox sound, you're going to be listening for that. I know you are. And you're going to hear it a fair bit. It's a big part of his style on guitar. See if we can catch him in one of those moments. Here's him doing it. There, look at this. That's cool. Wow, that scream. Hold on. We gotta hear that scream again. Here it is. You can see it. If you look there and notice how his hands are very far up. He's kind of scraping, dragging across it. Really cool stuff. But that scream, hold on. That's primal. Hear that again. More of those guitar pick scrapes. This song's got a lot of them. Normally he only uses it as a little bit of an effect between parts. It's all through this riff. So cool. Damn.
That was fierce AF. Give it up for Spiritbox. That was
Damn straight that was.
Don't you just love the spectrum of music we can celebrate? So we're going to take a little departure from some...
And after laying out a brutal performance like that, Courtney's just standing there like, yeah, I did that. I leveled the crowd. I scared the living jeebies out of most of the people in the audience who did not know what to expect and were like, what's a Spiritbox? Isn't it that thing that those ghost hunters use? Yes, it is, but it's also a killer Canadian band. Wow, that was awesome. Way to represent Canada, Courtney, Mike, and crew. Way to lay out the crowd at the Grammys. You did us proud. Unfortunately, 0 for 3 on that one. You didn't win again, and that is tragic. But you will get them. You will get your Grammy. You will get your nods. I think they won a Juno recently, though. Should have looked that up. But the Juno are basically Canada's Grammys, so I think Canada's got their back, even if the American Grammy Awards didn't. But be that as it may, that was awesome, and I'm really glad I took the time to do that. And I'm thankful for you all for coming along for the ride. I hope to see you all again. Peace, love, and empathy to you all. Good night.